Hi everyone, so sorry, I know this video is going to go out kind of late today. I don't know, I wasn't feeling super motivated this morning, and when I'm not in the mood to work on stuff, it's better not to, because it just doesn't make for a great video, or a fun video. These things are extra, these should not be here. I was just remembering I had just recently picked up the Mediterranean Dreams from Crafter's Companion through HSN, and I think the colors in this and everything are going to pick me up. So I think we're going to work with this today. Like I said, I did get this on HSN, so I'll link the bundle in the description box. I believe it's still available for the reduced price that they had it at. That would be an affiliate link, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase I Am Stowe's links. They also have the paper pad by itself, the 12 by 12, and then I think it should be on Craft Stash and like Craft's Companion like towards the end of the week is what I'm hearing. So those are a couple other places you can pick it up, but for right now that's where it is. You know, I went to see about, if it was still available, and then like the video just kind of auto plays. And a lot of the examples that they have, like card examples, are kind of interesting because, and I was going to do the paper piecing kit. I also picked up their auto ship for the paper piecing. And it's the same kind of thing. Like they show a lot of this and they're like, oh, and it's all filled in and it looks really lovely, or they have another piece of paper behind it. You can't cut the edge of this without cutting it completely. Now, maybe if you do, I was going to say maybe a very careful like partial die cutting, but even at that, you're not going to, this whole piece is going to also cut out just the way the die is, right? Because it's one piece die. I don't know how to explain it. A lot of the examples, they're gorgeous, but they're going to take a lot more work than you think they would, right? That's all I'm trying to say. Even with the, like I said, the paper piecing, I'm like, yeah, even with the acetate behind that, you're still cutting around the edge. If you use the die, it's not going to work because it's only one die. It's not a die plus an outer edge that you can use or not use, So we'll work on that later because I was going to do that today, but I thought, okay, it's already almost noon and I'm barely getting around to this. On top of that, I help at Miranda's school today, and then they also had a practice for their patriotic show on Friday, so I wanted to watch that while they were kind of doing their run through, so I took a little longer at the school this morning, but I was like, I need to leave that paper piecing for another day. So, and I always try to make my videos like something that's easy to do and kind of quick. That's what I'm gearing towards as far as any project I'm involved in. But sometimes some just take more time, So I really want to use this, but at the same time, I'm really fascinated by this decorative tile, and I feel like I want to run this through like silver paper. I mean, obviously everything on here is gray or silver, but I feel like it's going to really pop, but gold would be lovely accent. But I think with the blue and the yellow, why not? So I want to make that the focal. I really don't like covering up paper a lot because then you just end up, covering up your paper, but it happens, guys. So I think I'm going to do is a lot of matte layers, and then have this guy on top, and then some kind of sentiment, and possibly maybe something that has to do with the stamping. I like die cutting, you guys. I want my images and all that kind of stuff die cut, but I will do stamping, obviously, and coloring. Actually today, maybe we will do that. This thing, I already went through the whole unboxing in the haul that I did, but it has like these lemons. Well, it has this window, but where are the lemons? This one. It has the dies for it, which is great. I had worked on some stamps in my previous video about Dollar Tree stamps, and they didn't work so well, and then people were like, I guess they assume that maybe I'm new to paper crafting, or I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, you can definitely color on stamps with water-based markers. I've done it with Crafter's Companion, Diamond Press. I mean, obviously, it's better if you're working with like a photopolymer stamp because it'll hold it better. But that's a technique, and art impressions, that's their whole technique, really. You're just going to kind of color it in a little bit. You pull out some of the color and you add in some fresh color with like other water-based markers. But like the line of the stamp itself, you kind of draw out after you've used a water-based marker on it. So it's a thing, you guys. It's just some stamps aren't as great, or people have said, oh, maybe I don't know, how to work with acrylic stamps, like I need to prep them and things like that. Generally, you don't have to prep acrylic stamps, and I have a video, it's like an hour long on everything that I know about stamps, because I've been doing this for like 25 years. And yes, if you have an acrylic stamp that doesn't work so great, you can buff over it with a nail buffer. You can use like stays-on ink, something like this, because stays on ink stays on, like plastic and stuff like that, surfaces, so it kind of helps the next time you use it grab the ink, because this is on there and it's kind of different than just the surface of the acrylic stamp. I mean, there's lots of different ways. I know them all. I was not trying to do that with the Dollar Tree ones, because first of all, they're $1.25, and it wasn't the material, because if you saw when I used it with the stamps that are just kind of like a line, it worked fine. It was the design of the stamp, and then now I'm hearing people say that that's actually stamps that were from like Stampin' Up, and I don't know, I don't work at the Dollar Tree, I don't obviously manufacture anything for them, I have no idea what kind of deals they have, maybe with Stampin' Up, maybe they didn't, maybe it's just, you know, a knockoff, I don't know. So I'm just not going to do those stamps anymore, because if I can't know that or verify that, then it's just something I'm not going to work with here on my channel. So just because I don't want any of that drama. So thank you guys for letting me know. I had no idea, and I was just like, oh, look at this stamp doesn't work very well. Apparently it's some kind of stamp that's supposed to look like that, and I didn't like it. So either way, I don't like it there, I probably won't like it from the original, but it didn't work out for me. You know, it worked out in the end. But thank you guys, and yeah, I mean, the video is a video, it's there. Don't know what more to say about that, but thank you for letting me know, because that is important. Okay, so I am going to pick some pretty paper. Ooh, oh, is that too? Well, no, I like, okay, let's go with this one. Oh, I'm telling you, both sides of these papers are so pretty, and then like the floral images and the oranges, but you're not going to see a lot of that because it's going to be covered up a lot by this thing, you know, my 3D piece, so, or 3D embossed piece. I'm not going to cut this down yet, but this is the paper I'm going to use, one side or the other, I don't know. Okay, we have that. We have this. I might make a card base with these pretty papers. Let's put these things to the side. Like these guys. But I have a feeling, yeah, I would say they're not super thick, but it's 250 GSM. I'm going to do a lot of matte layering with this. I feel like what I'm going to do is have a card base. We're going to do a matte layer, this pretty thing, a matte layer, this guy on top of that, and then whatever our sentiment things are. So let me open this and see how thick these feel. I might just pull a card base out of wherever. I usually don't do 5x7s or like 6x6 inch cards, and so what I do is I take those card bases and I cut them down to what I normally do, which is A2, sometimes 4x6. Again, really pretty colors. I feel like, yeah, so it's a very deep blue. On the package out here, it looks like purple, right? And I was like, why would there be purple in here? Maybe do a yellow, but no, it's just a super deep blue that they included. I mean, these are all so pretty. I don't like that for card bases, to be honest. It's just the linen texture. I'll just pull a card base from my stash, but I will use this, and then maybe we'll pop some yellow. Okay, let's do the yellow. The yellow can go behind this one with a white card base, and then the blue can go behind this if I do it in silver. So that's silver topper, and then we'll go from there. So let me grab a card base. I don't still know if I'm doing like a 5x7 or what size, probably, just so we can get more paper, more of this guy. But let me grab a card base, and then we will just kind of start with our project. I'm telling you, in the middle of spring cleaning, you know how everyone does right now, and in the garage, so I can get this place more picked up, and then of course I'll do a follow-up. My husband's like, no, we need to get you the stuff that you need to just film differently in here, and, you know, make your videos and maybe be on camera more often, stuff like that. So we will see. Hopefully that'll get done, but for right now this place is blown up. Okay, so let's move on. Again, I want the most I can do. So there's a 5x7, and actually it's an ivory white card base from Tonic, and I mean, this stuff is like, oh, look how rigid that, I love it. It's so nice. So anyway, let's get started. So that's 5x7, and if I really want a lot of these matte layers to show, let's do, I'm gonna max it out, and this is a weird number, I know, but 4 and 15/16, and then the 7 will be 6 and 15/16. So we'll have that guy. Super pretty. Again, you can totally gut this because, I mean, I'm barely bringing it inside that card base, like the smallest amount. I'm going to cut a little bit more off this way. I feel like that wasn't quite enough. Again, even though you're using a guillotine, you're still kind of eyeballing kind of where you are, right, as far as these little lines. So, okay, so we have that guy. And then we're going to do this one. And I cursed myself probably by starting with 15/16 and things like that, but oh well. So on this one, I'm going to bring it in just a little more at 4 and 1, 2, 3. Let's see if that's 15, 14, 13, 16, I suppose. And actually, I'm going to line it up down here so I can see that I'm at the right place also. That looks about right. And so 6 and 13/16. You do not have to have them so technical and just, you know, the numbers I'm using. I just want a little bit of that yellow showing around the edge. So that way we can get the most of our pattern paper showing, but still have those matte layers that are going to make everything pop really pretty. Okay. Let's not do the blue one yet until we get this guy cut down. So let's say So on a 5x7, I like to do like a 4x6, you know, but that's only a little bit smaller all around. So how about 3.5 by 5.5? Is that too small? Let's see what that might look like. Oopsie. 3.5 goes to like here. 5.5. Okay, let's do that. 3.5 by 5.5, and hopefully that'll be okay. I should probably pay attention to the folder and see what kind of how wide these things can be, because that's kind of small, huh? 3.5. Okay, let's go 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, I guess. I'm totally making up these numbers, guys, and then maybe we'll do something. This is that Spellbinders paper. Look at this, the one that's like metal. When I saw it right now in my stash just looking for silver paper, I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be really pretty. Right now, let's put this guy away, because I don't know if I'm going to trim it down anymore from that. So let's just put that away for now. I feel like we're just moving right along. Okay, let's pop this guy open. I'm assuming this is a 3D. Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm going to run it through my Spellbinders machine with the same thing I would do if I had a Spellbinders 3D folder. This feels thinner though, to be honest. Let's see. Let's get a Spellbinders 3D folder. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm not going to really sit here and measure, but this doesn't feel as thick. Just having it in my hand. But we'll see. We also don't want to put it too much and then rip through your paper, you know. This is double-sided, so it doesn't really matter which side I use or want. But I haven't used the Crafter's Companion folder in a very long time. And this one's kind of hard to tell. Do they want it recessed or do they want it picked up? You know, it's, I feel like you're supposed to face your paper away from their name. I feel like I remember it being something like that, but with this one, like I said, with my paper, I don't really care. And oh, look at that. So I'm just going to look through this and kind of center it so it's not exactly perfect or like perfect on this one. It's going to be splitting the difference of what I'm cutting off here and down here, right? You know, you just want it kind of, that looks good. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, and trying to make it straight because this is going to be very obvious as my topper, you know? Probably should have had this set up and ready because now I'm holding onto this really tight so it doesn't move. Okay, you're gonna use Spellbinders 3D Universal System Sandwich, and then we'll see if that works for this, which would be just the adapter and the base plate, not with like the A and B, it's just the A base. Ooh. And that worked like a charm. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And yeah, for sure. So see, I don't know why Crafter's Command does that. If you have, let's say, a blue piece of paper and the other side is white, right? A single-sided paper. You need the blue side facing away from you, the white facing up, and then that's where the embossing comes from. So again, it's flat on this side. It's more embossed on this side. And to be honest, I love this side. But either way, my paper was the same on either side. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm probably going to still use this side facing up, but I mean, that looks really cool. The deboss too. Okay, let me pick up just a little bit and I'll be right back on a piece for that. Let's just get these guys glued down. And I'm going to use my regular one here. Oh, you know, it's funny. Somebody had mentioned that you can just leave it like this. And that's one thing I didn't mention in my review because it's a very nice sturdy base on the glue. Obviously, it's sold out right now. Hopefully, they'll bring it back. But, oh, I don't know who that could be. Maybe some kind of delivery. So let's put that there. Oh yeah, it's definitely a delivery. I hear a truck, like, going away. All right. So again, I mean, that's just inside my card base there. And then this guy, same thing. Oh, both sides are so pretty though. Let's see. Hold on. If we had that like that. Ooh, I love it. I like how it brings out more of the yellow. But this side really, I mean, it really accents this really well, right? Let's go for this side up. Why not? Does this paper have a certain direction? I feel like it goes this way. But then the flowers, I don't know. Most of it's going to be covered up, so let's just put it this way. I really like the tile on tile. I think that's very pretty, but I'm probably going to accent this with those little lemons or something, so might as well bring in some lemons already in the background. And so we have that. Oh my gosh, all my citrus right now are blooming and they're so cute. And yeah, some of them are long like this, some of them are like little shorter type buds that you're gonna open up. Some, oh, I try to take pictures of those and Instagram them for people because they are different. The different types of citrus have a little bit slightly different flower. Okay, so I like the way that looks. So I'm gonna matte layer this, and we did 3 3/4, right? 5 3/4. So let's get some of that gorgeous blue. So pretty. And these are white core, guys, so if you're using this like in the embossing folder, you can definitely rub over it with a sanding block, like the same thing we were talking about. I use nail blocks because honestly they're like 50 cents at Sally's or, you know, $1 at Walmart instead of buying one that supposedly is for craft that costs $3, you know. It's the same thing. A polar block or just a yellow. The one I get is yellow. I don't know if that makes a difference. So let's make this, again, very, very little. Maybe a little bit extra. I don't know if I want to go a full 1/4 inch on that, you know. Let's go ahead and cut it to 3. Let me think. Yeah, maybe we'll do 1/4 inch. Okay, so it's 3 3/4, and then let's go the 4 inch, right? By 6, I guess. And let's see how much space that takes up. Yeah, that's too much, guys. I feel like that's too much. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit off. The smallest amount. Let's go like just a wee bit. And I'm literally taking off again like a 1/16 or so. I don't know. I just like it to be a little finer. That's better. I mean, that's the smallest amount ever. I'm gonna go ahead and glue, I think just glue it all down. Because I'm gonna use a sentiment and then like some lemons, I can get some texture or some height from those guys. So those guys, I'm just gonna glue them down. So, let's take this guy. I'm just gonna glue this down, honestly, right in the center, and then just put glue all over this. Not the biggest deal, and glue it right down on top of that. Okay, I'll be back. Hold that down. I mean, that is so pretty. That's like just a piece of art by itself, you guys. Look at that. Love it. Love that metallic paper. Now, on Spellbinder's site, I'll try to link it, or if they have it available, that actual paper, because sometimes I do have some that are single-sided, and that's not what this is. This is the double-sided, like, metal-feeling paper. It's really great. I just grabbed some scrap paper, but you know what, this one that I used in that last video, I'll just use that. And I thought, you know what, I didn't know that these came with these. And then when I was reading, I'm like, tricolor. I'm like, okay. And I thought each one had 3 pieces, like the whatever the Spectrum Noir markers. But no, what they mean is there's 3 colors. And even on the back, it's kind of, I don't know. Let me see. Because, again, when I saw the presentation, it looks like they only have 2 pieces. So let's check it out. Maybe it's... No, it has 3. The pictures they have on HSN are not very good about this, because it basically only shows these 2 sides. This is very interesting. It has the green, and then it has these 2. Ooh, for Bougainvillea. It has some info in there, too. So, again, I don't think... If I have these, it's years, and I have no idea. I don't feel like I have them. I'm just going to be real playful with this, guys. So there's a couple things we can do. Take it right to the stamp. Let me see. Are these acrylic stamps? These are definitely acrylic stamps. They don't smell like anything, and they feel kind of like acrylic, you know? Let me sit down. I'll be right back. This is just regular old paper. It's just heavyweight paper from like Hobby Lobby. Nothing to write home about. So again, the water's going to react differently with that. What I was planning on doing is just taking these little guys. And again, I mean, you can stamp with whatever color you like and color it in. What I think I'm going to do is take like the yellow for this lemon and just color across here, just adding the color, right? You can bring in some brown. I think that'd be really nice to accent it with, maybe a little deeper orange there for some reason. And then the green for the little stem. And I'm just going to pop this on here. You can give it a little huff if you like, if you think that the ink might have repelled or whatever. Okay, so this is kind of like the stamps we were working with, right? I can see the very top of my little stem didn't quite take. I'm just going to push that there, no big deal. And then you can take a water brush and you can bring in some of that color. Now this will work much better if you are using watercolor paper, but you can kind of, I'm just squeezing a little bit of water from this, just getting it to migrate just a little. I mean, it's like nothing. Now, I know there's still paint on here, so if I wanted to get it, or ink, get some more ink off that, or just give yourself a little puddle of the same ink like on here. Just pick it up with your water brush and get some more of that color moving. Okay, something like that. Same thing with the green. I'm just wiping it on my hand. I should probably wipe it on a tissue, not tissue, but paper towel. Get some of this green moving. And it does blur a little bit of the lines on the, you know, stamp, but not the biggest deal. I'm gonna get a little more of this color and just kind of bring it in towards the center. It's a little bit orange, guys. It's a citrus vine, it's called. It's a little deeper than I would want to go with. Let's do 2 lemons. All right, so I'm just gonna do another one, like in here, and hopefully I have enough room for it, for my leaves too. There's that, and then let's get that stem going. I'm gonna give a little huff just in case. And again, just get that going. And since this is, again, is not the kind of paper that you would definitely use for watercoloring, you kind of want to get in there pretty quickly and get some of that color down. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. And then the green, I can get a little more off of here and maybe add some back over there. Okay, very artsy, literally just having fun. And then with these 2 guys, I'll do both of them. I will stamp a few, I suppose. Oh, let me see if I have a place for these to be that I can still die cut. That'd be good, huh? Okay, so let's do the green off of this guy. Again, you can just obviously, you can place, I was gonna say use an ink pad. You can also just place some of this color like on a surface like this and just get a nice little bubble of it. And then put your leaves on it. You know what I'm saying? Get the leaves going. I'm going to try to make sure I'm stamping everywhere. It looks like that one's not quite taking. And I can pull some color out. And there we go. So fun and artsy. I think I'm going to do 2 sets of these guys because I want at least a few leaves to play with. And let that dry too. So I'm going to stamp a couple more of these guys and do exactly what I just did. I'll be right back. Maybe a minute, right? Really quick and artsy and fun. And again, even though those are acrylic, it doesn't really repel. I do this a lot with like the local King stamps. Obviously Art Impressions, that's kind of how they're made, so that you do this kind of technique. Yeah, really fun. I should probably wash this guy off because he has a lot of color in him, so I'll do that later. And I think I'm gonna hit this with a heat tool really quick because it's still pretty wet, and then we're going to cut out our images. So I will be right back. So let's see, I think in the images it looks like there's quite a bit of white space around them, yeah. And you know, even with the water brushes, if you want to add a little blue, a little something around them, is something I like to do. You can definitely do that. I'm just going to eyeball that and cut that guy out. Same thing, ooh, I don't know what that is. Same thing with the leaves. Just quickly eyeballing and cutting them out, so you know, that one there. Ooh, let's not do that one yet. Let's do this one over here. It's going to be underneath that die, so we don't want to do that, of course. And again, I'm just eyeballing, kind of seeing the white edge where it might be. And so I can cut that guy out, and I can cut this guy out. I'm going to run these through, and then do it again for the ones that are left. And unfortunately, just like yesterday when I was doing the Spellbinders video and I didn't wait long enough, you know, for my stenciling to be super dry before I did my, what's it called? Foiling. On one of my little lemon wanted to stick to the tape. Of course. But that's okay, because we're going to hide that. Okay, so I'll show you that in just a minute. But, you know, I don't know. We're going to get some kind of sentiment going and then have these pieces and our little lemons. And like I said, this one got a little bit messed up, so maybe we'll hide it like that, and you won't even see it. So I have several leaves and some lemons, and my, I'll say computer, my camera's going crazy because of that silver nature. The zest is yet to come. Squeeze the day, live your life, take it easy, enjoy the little things. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Those are all really sweet. Or sour. Let's do squeeze the day. I don't know. I don't really know what, you know, what I'm going to use this card for, so it's I'm just picking something at this point. Do you want to do just white? Or should we put that on yellow paper? How about yellow paper and blue ink? So let me grab blue ink, let me grab that yellow paper, and I'll be right back. I need a stamp positioner for this. And I just, looks like the darkest blue ink that I have that I know is just going to be really juicy. So we have this one here from LGRS Creative. And so, generally with linen papers, there's one side that's less linen-y than the other. And I would say that's this side. So I'm going to stamp on that side. And we'll see, you know, how we do. I'm probably going to trim this down. So I'm just going to eyeball. So when I trim this down, all I'm going to trim is this area and this side. So let's just pretend that's good right there. Oh, hello, magnets. I was just going to move on. Let's do that. Okay. And I mean, we do have really deep blue inks in that, or watercolor. I just don't know that if it's going to stay the way we would want it because it's a waterier kind of ink, in that it's not really ink. So I'm not pressing too hard. That looks really great already. Should I do another coat? It looks really nice. Let's just do one more quick one because I don't want it to saturate too much because then it'll start feathering, right? So just another quick little boop, boop, boop. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna go wash this off, wash off my lemon, and put those away, and I'll be right back. I was like, oh, maybe it's prettier if we do like a shape, and I just pulled out my little shapes I like to use often. Look at this little tag. It would be almost like perfect. I mean, that, yeah. That's kind of a bummer. It's just gonna be like a little square kind of shape if I don't do the tag, huh? Again, this is just something for my stash I just brought out for this. Let's try it, and if it doesn't work out, then I'll just stamp it again. I'll be back. You guys, things just work out. I mean, look how cute. And I made it so I can just cut it down and not have to worry about, you know, the edges, but that's cuter. And then I was thinking maybe a double tag, but we have all these guys. So let me just play around with this a little bit. I just looked down over here to see if I had some twine, and oh my gosh, you guys, I'm telling you. Hold on. It's kind of stuck. What's that stuck on? Oh, a pokey tool just got me. Okay. Look! That's pretty. I don't know if I'll use this, but I mean, I will. Or how I'll use it. Maybe a bow. A bow's good. That's so pretty. Okay, let me try a little bow if I can. It's kind of split ends over here. I'm just going to tie a bow on this and then we'll start playing around and see about our placement, okay? I'll be right back. Looking at something like this. I haven't stuck anything down, but I think I will start. So we'll have that guy there somewhere. This guy in here. And I'm just putting glue behind these pieces. This glue does take a little minute to set up, especially on something like the surface that we're using. So I think that'll be good because I need that help. Okay, so we have that guy. This guy here. And we can start tucking in leaves here and there. The leaves don't really, I mean, because they have that white edge, you know, they're not like, oh, I can't tell what's supposed to happen there. I guess this one's going to be up here. And maybe we'll give it a little zhuzh. How about that? A little movement. Even though the back has a little something from before. Okay, we're going to stick that down in just a minute. And more leaves. I don't really like the way those leaves look back there. Let's see about that. It's not my favorite positioning, I will say, but maybe we put one more back here. I don't know. Let me play around with that. I'm gonna, in the meantime, get some dimensions on this, and I'm so sorry that the camera is acting kind of funny because that's silver. But I'll be right back. And kind of seeing what I want to do. I think I'm gonna tuck this little guy under here. I probably should have done it before I stuck this down. So I'll hold that down and then just hold these guys down until they set up because they are not wanting to stick quite yet. And I'll be right back. Okay guys, that is my card. Kind of quick, really fun, very kind of artsy. Yeah, I love the layering in the background. And that just is so beautiful, that embossing folder. But anyway, all right guys, thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.